America by Claude McKay, 1890 to 1948. Although she feeds me bread of bitterness and sinks into my throat her tiger's tooth, stealing my breath of life, I will confess I love this cultured hell that tests my youth. Her vigor flows like tides into my blood, giving me strength erect against her hate. Her bigness sweeps my being like a flood. Yet as a rebel fronts a king in state, I stand within her walls with not a shred of terror, malice, not a word of jeer. Darkly I gaze into the days ahead and see her might and granite wonders there, beneath the touch of time's unerring hand, like priceless treasures sinking in the sand. Okay, this is a poem by Claude McKay. Claude McKay was born in Jamaica. His roots originally were from Madagascar. His people were originally from the Ashanti tribe, but they were stolen and taken as slaves to the New World. Claude McKay is one of the most important writers of the Harlem Renaissance. The Harlem Renaissance is black people being artistic, doing all sorts of interesting things. Now, McKay was he was extremely left-wing. He was a fan of Karl Marx. He started out as an atheist, but he converted to Christianity later in life. Anyway, what's this about? Well, this is about America. I should say McKay came to America when he was quite young, in his 20s, and studied at Kansas State College. This poem is about America, and it's saying that he loves America and he hates it as well. It's got great things and terrible things, and both of them are there at the same time. And I think this is really good. He feels very patriotic about America, but there are other things that he thinks are terrible. So if we look at these first four lines, this sets the situation very clearly. Although she feeds me bread of bitterness and sinks into my throat her tiger's tooth, stealing my breath of life, I will confess I love this cultured hell that tests my youth. So America is she, and America feeds him the bread of bitterness, and America is a tiger that rips his throat out and steals his life. But he also feels very, very strongly, he loves this place. He thinks it's wonderful. It's wonderful and terrible at the same time. A cultured hell. This is a lovely oxymoron. It's very cultured and very sophisticated, but it's hell, and it's testing his youth. It's testing his strength as a man, as an individual. And he's saying really it has good and bad things. Her vigor flows like tides into my blood, giving me strength erect against her hate. So America is vigorous, it's full of life. American society is full of life, it's full of new ideas, it's full of animation. And the strength flows into his blood. It gives him strength. But this gives him the strength to stand against the hate in America. So there is lots of vigor, but there is also lots of hate. The different groups are hating each other. The hate against the black people, hate and discrimination. So good things and bad things. Her bigness sweeps my being like a flood. So the size, the bigness of America is, it covers him. This is almost the nature, the variety of different things, the variety of different places, the hugeness. Yet, as a rebel fronts a king in state, I stand within her walls with not a shred of terror, malice, nor a word of jeer. So I think he's now saying that he's like a rebel standing in front of a king who is ruling. So the king is in state, and he's standing as a rebel against America, the king in state. But he's a rebel because he doesn't approve of everything that's done. So I stand within her walls. I am part of American society, with not a shred of terror, malice, not a word of jeer. So I don't feel terror. I don't feel malice about America. I don't give my complaints. I don't complain about it. But America has good and bad things. And then he talks about the future. Darkly I gaze into the days ahead. So he's looking now into the future, and see her might and granite wonders there, beneath the touch of time's unerring hand, like priceless treasures sinking in the sand. And I think these last four lines, these are probably a reference to Ozymandias, in which there is a statue with an inscription saying, look at all my mighty works. Look how big and strong I am. And the only thing that can be seen is empty sands. So what he's saying here in this last bit is that the wonders of America, this may not last forever. This is something that will crumble, that will disappear in time. This is only something that is temporary. So I see the might and the wonder of America as it is now. But time moves. Nothing can beat time. And over time, then America will fall, and nothing will be left. There will just be the sands of time left. So he's saying America is wonderful and America is horrible at the same time. He's saying that he loves it and he hates it. It has both characteristics. So enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. America by Claude McKay.